Hello, my name is Aaron Fragnito, co-founder of People's Capital Group. Thank you for clicking on this webinar. Over the next 20 minutes, I'll explain wealth growth and preservation through real estate and how we've helped hundreds of people from all over the world build and preserve their wealth through real estate. So let's get started. Now, if you find anything I'm saying here of interest, please take notes. Quick disclaimer for you, this is not a solicitation for funds, tax advice, or legal advice. We are allowed to work with accredited investors only. I'll explain exactly what that means at the end of this webinar. I'm going to ask you a few questions. Ask yourself if any of these apply to you. Are you concerned about the interest rate in your savings account going down? Have you thought about owning a significant real estate portfolio, affording greater wealth and an earlier retirement? Would you like to work because you want to work, not because you have to work? Well, for more than a decade, People's Capital Group has helped its clients build and preserve their wealth through New Jersey multifamily real estate. Again, we've helped hundreds of people all throughout the world build and preserve their wealth through real estate. We help our clients create generational tax advantage and tax deferred wealth. That means they keep more of their money and give less of it to the IRS. We help our clients retire on one's own terms, retire sooner, being able to do what they want to do with their health and wellness, spend more time with their family and loved ones, work less and earn more. More importantly, get their money working for them so that they keep their wealth and they preserve their wealth from taxes, and they build their wealth at a faster rate through passive real estate investments. Now let's discuss some client stories. These are actual clients that invest with People's Capital Group and have had success building and preserving their wealth in the past with us. Here's Robert. His goal was to put his children into private school. He has 2 children. He's married, earning $400,000 per year, working 60 hours per week. Robert has a lifelong dream of owning real estate, but he has not had the time or the confidence or experience to invest alone. His capital is mostly invested in the stock market, earning modest and volatile returns. So Robert decided to invest up to 50% of his net wealth into real estate with People's Capital Group over a 7-year period. Robert did not like the public school system in his town, but after investing, Robert achieved an increased return on his investment. He lowered his tax burden, keeping more of his hard-earned money and paying less taxes. Robert's now truly diversified out of this volatile stock market. He earns passive income from cash flow, large liquidity events upon refinance and sale of the assets, so he can focus on his family and career. Most importantly, Robert accomplished his goal, and he can afford to send his children to private school. Here's another one of our clients. This is Joe. His goal was to retire sooner. See, Joe owns his own business. He works very hard at that. And he's been investing in his IRA for many years. He's earned gains through the index funds, investing in the stock market, but he's paid sizable fees to a wealth manager to manage his wealth. He's decided to diversify up to 50% of his IRA into real estate with People's Capital Group. Joe would like to earn higher returns on his retirement and he'd like to be able to stop working by age 60. After investing with People's Capital Group, Joe self-directed his IRA into real estate using an IRA custodian. Joe now controls what his IRA is invested in. He has nearly doubled his IRA growth by investing in real estate with PCG, and he's on target to retire at an earlier age and achieve his goal, retiring sooner. Here's Leland. She wants to spend more time with her children, soon-to-come grandchildren. Leland owns several properties that she manages herself. She's an active landlord. Unfortunately, she spends most of her time managing the 3 T's, tenants, toilets, and trash. She is near retirement age and wants to spend more time with her children, soon to arrive grandchildren. Now, after investing with People's Capital Group, Leland has been able to create passive income by investing in multiple properties with PCG without having to deal with the 3 T's, tenants, toilets, and trash. Leland earns 100% passive income from cash flow from these assets, annual tax depreciation, and large liquidity events upon refinance and sale of these assets with People's Capital Group. Leland can spend more of her time with her kids and less time being a landlord. Now let's go over the process, how we help people build and preserve their wealth through passive real estate investments. And we're going to explain exactly how people get qualified to invest in these assets and what the experience is like owning properties with People's Capital Group. So the first thing we do is we begin a conversation. We want to know about your investment goals. What is most important to you as an investor? What is your horizon for investing? Is it 1 year, 5 years, 10 years? We want to know about any types of other real estate investments you might have. How much of your capital is allocated currently into real estate? 10%, 50%, 0, 90%. And this allows us to understand your investment goals and if you are fit for People's Capital Group. So we have an interview process where we learn about your goals and qualifications to invest. We want to also make sure you're an accredited investor. And if you are, then we move on to the next step. So upon approval, our clients complete the eDocs right on our website, make their approved investment amount, typically between $100,000 to $1 million. And their investment is allocated into a specific real estate opportunity, into a specific property. Once invested, investors earn annual tax depreciation, allowing them to write off their cash flow and profits from the investment. They also enjoy large liquidity events upon refinance, typically every 3 to 4 years, and another large liquidity event upon the sale of the asset, typically every 5 years. Investors receive detailed monthly updates, including rent collection reports, quarterly financials, and annual K-1 tax forms completed for them by our in-house property management company. Now let's meet our core team here. There's me on the left. I'm Aaron Fragnito, one of the partners here at People's Capital Group. I have 14 plus years experience of investing in real estate and helping people build and preserve their wealth through passive real estate investments. We've completed 300 plus real estate deals together, Seth Martinez and I, the other partner of People's Capital Group. Most importantly, I'm a dedicated confidant to my clients. I want to know what your investment goals are. What's most important to you? Preserving your wealth, and why do you want to build and preserve your wealth in real estate? Is it for personal reasons, for your family, or all the above? In some cases, I'm a confidant to our clients in any large financial decision they make, sending their children to college, private school, starting a retirement account, diversifying their wealth out of the stock market. I like to guide our clients through all these processes. I'm proud of the long-term relationships I've built with all my investors. Also the host of the New Jersey Real Estate Network, with over 5,000 members, host of the Cash Flow podcast, and an adjunct professor at Rowan University, where I wrote and taught a course for 1 semester called Real Estate Entrepreneurship. Seth Martinez has 20 plus years of entrepreneurship and real estate experience in both, also in the healthcare industry as well. He's an expertise in managing strategy and operations. He's over $30 million assets under management and facilitated 300 plus transactions in real estate. Lena Delgado, our property manager, has a decade of property management experience. She's an expert at ensuring PCG tenants have a high quality experience. A happy tenant equals a happy investor. And overseeing PCG property management and staff and our independent contractors. Dana Sargenti is our expert bookkeeper. She has over 35 years of bookkeeping experience. Her daily responsibilities include bookkeeping, paying invoices, reconciling accounts, preparing quarterly financials, She makes sure our investors get paid on time with direct ACH deposits right to their account, and that the quarterly financials are done properly and efficiently. Here's a number of independent contractors we work with to make sure our management team and our business in general runs effectively. We work with a number of contractors we've developed long-term relationships with, built on respect and equity with all of our contractors. Generally, we have about 4 to 8 crews working at any given time throughout our assets. We work with leasing agents who are specialists in leasing apartments to qualified tenants in northern New Jersey. We use a high level of screening and qualifications for each new tenant, which reduces problems down the road. The best way to reduce turnover and evictions is to lease to the right tenant from the beginning. We work with a number of content specialists to make sure that our content is very professionally done. Through the years, we've created 160 plus podcast episodes, hundreds of educational videos, dozens of webinars, as well as numerous ebooks and more. You can enjoy all this at peoplescapitalgroup.com. All of our educational material is free. We also work with IT professionals. We have an exclusive investor portal where clients can log on to this online portal and see how their real estate investments are performing in real time. It includes consistent updates, financials, and tax forms. We work with virtual assistants who assist our management company and our investment company as well in operations. We work with tax specialists, CPA firm with for almost the last 10 years. The firm provides tax planning, tax strategy, tax filing for the company as well as its clients. We work with a number of attorneys with a handful of skilled and experience in many facets of law, including but not limited to residential, commercial, landlord-tenant court, as well as affordable housing. We have property and due diligence and acquisition experts. We've developed a skilled team of underwriters, bankers, realtors, brokers, and broker-dealers, and other real estate specialists to ensure that each investment is properly executed from A to Z. Here's some past performance. We have a 10-plus year track record spanning 300 plus transactions with over 80% of our investors reinvesting after a liquidity event. Here's some of our past performance, just an example. There's a 21-unit apartment building in Bayonne, New Jersey. That project is on schedule and on budget. We had 42 investors participate in that project. Here's another one, a 25-unit apartment building in Paterson, New Jersey. That project is on schedule and on budget. We had 18 investors participate in that project. There's a 27-unit apartment complex over a number of properties in Rahway, New Jersey. That project is ahead of schedule and on budget. 19 investors participated in that project. There's an 11-unit mixed-use building in Paterson, New Jersey. We achieved a 23% annualized cash-on-cash return upon refinance to investors. We had 10 investors participate in that building. So why New Jersey multifamily properties? Well, we focus on vintage assets, generally 30 to 100 plus unit apartment buildings within a 1-hour commute to New York City. See, New Jersey has a housing crisis. There's low inventory. There's an insatiable demand to live within a 60-minute commute to New York City. We are one of the most densely populated states. We are the most densely populated state in the country. We have high-rated schools, high-paying jobs, and historically consistent growth in our rental prices and property prices. There's also a large number of old vintage buildings in need of renovation. See, we buy these buildings that are outdated and mismanaged. We reposition them. We improve these buildings, giving them the amenities and the technology that tenants desire in today's market. By doing that, we increase the rent roll on the property and the net operating income to ultimately increase the value of the asset and then harvest that equity growth over time, increasing the cash flow to investors and increasing the liquidity events to investors upon refinance and sale. Now I'm going to talk about some testimonials from investors. These are actual people we've helped build and preserve their wealth through New Jersey multifamily real estate over the last decade. Here's Chris S., six-time investor. I've been investing with People's Capital Group for nearly 5 years now. Cannot be happier with the process and the returns on my investment. Aaron and Seth and their team have been great to work with. They are like clockwork in their updates, communications, payments. A great company. Thanks, Chris. Here's Tim C., six-time investor. I continue to grow my investing relationship with Seth and Aaron. They have a great history of buying properties at a good price and offering me value. See, what Tim is mentioning there is we buy properties off market. We source all of our deals off market, and that's how we buy them for great prices because we've been doing this over a decade and we have relationships in place to source discounted properties that the average investor would never even be aware was for sale. Here's Rita, three-time investor. She's very satisfied with my investments with People Capital Group. I've been able to sell my rental property and no longer need to be a landlord. Yet I'm still making money in real estate thanks to People's Capital Group. Here's Frank B., four-time investor. My investments have been on the mark, and I like not having to manage the properties. That's right, as Frank is saying, our investments are completely passive. If you're an active landlord, you know how much of a headache it is to manage assets, especially as your portfolio grows. So a lot of investors love our online portal they can log into, see how their investments are doing at any time. Here's Robert, eight-time investor. I've invested numerous times with People's Capital Group over the last 6 years, and I'm happy with my investments. One of our best investors there. Gary C., seven-time investor. My confidence in Seth and Aaron has been rewarded with professionalism and wise investments since I started investing with them in 2014. Thank you, Gary. So here's some significant challenges for private investors. First of all, trust and transparency. The most important thing is you want to know that you can trust the operator you're investing in. Whether it's real estate, the stock market, venture capital, you need to be able to trust the operators of your capital, and they have to earn that trust. It's often earned through transparency, consistent updates with in-depth reports, performance on those investments, integrity, doing what you said you were going to do with that capital, and performing on the project even when headwinds are in place. See, when there's a problem with the project or we're facing a challenge, I don't go back to our investors with the problem. I go back to our investors with the problem and the solution. Say, here's the challenge we ran into, here's how we're solving that problem, and here's the likely outcome, or here's the choice of possible outcomes. In addition to that, you want to understand the time requirements when investing in real estate. You want to make sure they align with your investment goals. See, we're not a get-rich-quick scheme over here or a strategy to double your money overnight. Real estate takes time to build your wealth, but it's a tried and true strategy and a tried and true asset class where you can preserve your wealth through tax benefits, earn consistent cash flow, and in time, multiply your wealth significantly if invested properly in the right markets with the right operators and strategies. Also, learning a new asset class. See, real estate is very locally intensive, meaning you need to learn a whole industry and a whole new market to get into it yourself. Hire the right property managers, brokers, underwriters, and learning in new markets is extremely daunting. So most people invest with experienced professionals when they get into real estate, as it's different than investing in an index fund or something like that. Also, taxable events, understanding the tax strategies of real estate, taking advantage of all the tax benefits, cost segregation studies, tax depreciation, 1031 exchanges. All these types of tax benefits should be taken advantage of when investing in real estate, and you must be working with operators that understand how to take advantage of these tax benefits and implement them the right way. Concerns about saving rates going down, also inflation. As rates drop for savings accounts, it's important you're beating inflation with your investments. In fact, you want to be in an asset class that grows with inflation, not only grows with it, but beats inflation. If inflation's at 3 or 4%, your wealth needs to be growing at a multiple of that. So it's important. Real estate is one of those asset classes that grows with inflation. By buying mismanaged apartment buildings, repositioning them, and exiting profitably, you can beat inflation multiple times over when invested in real estate properly. Now let's get into a limited investment opportunity here at People's Capital Group. This is a value add 42 unit apartment building in Passaic, New Jersey. This is offered to a select number of qualified investors only. You must be an accredited investor to invest in this opportunity. I'll go through what that definition is at the end here. This targets a 19% internal rate of return and a 1.9x equity multiple to investors. That means if you invested $100,000 in this opportunity, you'd expect to exit in total with $190,000, including your principal investment. The minimum investment on this opportunity is $50,000, and it's a 5-year investment horizon. Here's some highlights from this for this property. There's a 30% upside in rents. That means rents are 30% below market value, meaning we can increase the value of the building significantly. It's located in a very desirable location, allowing for about a 55-minute commute into New York City. It's an off-market acquisition, meaning we've acquired the property for below market value in a private transaction that was not on the market. This is a mismanaged asset. There's trash in the backyard and the basement. Rents are far below market value. The landlord's not taking care of the property properly, and the tenants don't have the quality of life to agree to paying a higher rent. The units are also outdated. So we'll buy an asset like this and improve the management with our in-house property management company, put in physical renovations, better amenities, and make a better quality of life for the tenant, and also attract a higher quality tenant class, therefore increasing the total rent roll in the asset and repositioning the building from a Class C into a Class B asset, making it a more desirable building. We do expect to produce cash flow from Q1 from this property. And we also are targeting 80% of the investment to be returned within month 37 through a cash out refinance. Here on the right, you'll see an example of a $100,000 investment. See, in year 1, cash flow starts off kind of slow, but grows from there. We'd expect maybe $2,500 in cash flow year 1 on a $100,000 investment. By year 2, that should grow to about $4,800 a year. By year 3, that should grow to about $9,100 per year. At year 4, we target the refinance, where about 80% of the investment capital should be returned, plus cash flow. That amounts to roughly $91,000 target for year 4. And then by year 5, we target to sell the property around month 60. That'll allow investors to receive their additional profits, and they would expect about another $84,000 back at that time. So in total, an investor investing $100,000 would expect to walk away with about $191,000, including their principal investment in this opportunity over a 5-year period. Now, this private opportunity is nearly sold out. We have more investors than we do investment opportunities. It is very hard to source a discounted value-add apartment building in the northern New Jersey market. It's a very high demand market. 75% of the capital has been raised for this opportunity, and only 25% remains available to accredited investors only. We're targeting a 30% tax write-off in year 1 of investment, meaning in year 2024, if invested in year 2024. And cash flow from this asset from Q1. So this investment should start producing cash flow through a direct deposit to your account from Q1 for qualified investors. Now, to be accredited means you have a $200,000 individual annual income or $300,000 annual income, including your spouse, or a $1 million net worth, not including your primary residence. So that was what an accredited investor is. Now, this is a limited time offer. Okay, again, most of our opportunities fill up very quickly. We have more investors than we do opportunities. But we want to get to know your goals and your aspirations and determine if we can help you build and preserve your wealth through real estate. Now, I know I covered a lot in this presentation. Hopefully you took notes. If you have additional questions, you can schedule a call below with a PCG team member today. But our goal is to transform our investors' lives, allow them to retire early, and to create a nest egg for themselves and their family, to create legacy wealth through passive real estate investments. So congratulations on taking the time to listen to this webinar and educate yourself on how to build and preserve your wealth through real estate. A year from now, if you invest properly in real estate, you'll be thinking, how did I never invest in real estate before? And how did I not have passive real estate investments in my real estate portfolio for this time? So here at People's Capital Group, we want to help you transform your finances. And it all starts with scheduling a call today with a PCG team member. So take a look at the calendar below, select a time that works for you, and schedule a call now so that we can help you build and preserve your wealth to create legacy wealth for yourself and your family through passive real estate investments here at People's Capital Group. Thank you. Have a great day.